Yeah, I got a ton. I had to slow down a little bit. I try to keep it to like the bottom of the page of the
Yeah.
notebook. Kind of like, don't 2 pages is too many. But I ran out for sure. Um, a lot of charts in spots that um, I really like. So let me switch from here. Get into one here. Um, I
Yeah,
kind
I
of
think, psychologically when you're trying to play reversals and catch stocks at the bottom, the a day like Friday where everything sold off so heavy and then we had multiple days like that. I mean, it just seems like oh, these stocks are horrible, but this is what you want. Like you want them to fall like this, um, because it's a hell of a lot easier to trade when they're oversold than when you're chasing. So
I'm sure I've said that a million times in videos
yeah,
along the way about um, how to not only how to play it, but how to like what to do when everything's red. And I don't. I think it was Thursday, um, and I needed to do. I don't know. I don't like typing in caps, um,
yeah,
but I'm definitely most of the time not posting for fun. Um, and I posted that this is the day. Today's one of them days. It's everything's down 10%, but it's going to close even. And there wasn't many charts that didn't. And when you figure that part of the game out, it becomes really easy to trade because the range is just established to we're gonna get our head back to sea level. Um, and some days it's just easier to spot. Overall market trend, it's harder to spot, but there's days where it's just all right. This is just too damn much. Um, and
yeah. It was the weirdest part about Friday was so like I had some calls overnight on some Chinese stuff and a couple upstart runner and a couple other things. But I had enough where I was like, I need to hedge a bit. So I did have some spy puts for next week, and it was one of those days where like everything spiked at open, and I cleared out green on every call I was holding, and then the puts also went crazy too because we had that big sell off at the end of the day, and it's kind of rare that that happens when you buy a hedge. You're kind of not thinking it's going to go up if things work out, sort of how you want them to, but yeah, it just sort of all clicked. And some of that the selling late in the day um, is not reflected in the option flow on a lot of these sectors I'm going to talk about. In fact, they just bought more while that was happening. So I'm pretty excited to see what happens this week. We have more of the you know government catalysts and stuff like that you got to be mindful of. But that it's not the be all. The FOMC and all that is never to me. It's never kind of the be all end all. It They rarely say anything that's too surprising. The market will just kind of react to it, and SPY will look like a penny stock for about 15 minutes. But overall, I don't know that I don't think that they're going to send us into a 1929 stock crash or anything this week. But that's just my take on it.
yeah, I don't. I mean, I said it Thursday, kind of. I mean, I can reiterate it a little bit, but there's A or B here. I mean, we're either going to drive out of it and have a really good time, or there will be a lower level. I mean, it's not zero.
Yeah, yeah.
Which
And the lower level to me, kind
isn't,
of
let me say it that way, Pete. The lower level isn't very far from the level we are at now. So thinking we're going to drop another 50% or even 25 on some of these is kind of crazy, but there is
yeah.
another level down, another 5 or 10 down on some of these guys. Um,
And QQQ has had this the steeper drop than SPY, and when you look at what's in it, I mean, it makes sense. And so to me, that's going to be the one. that outpaces on the reversal, just because so many of the larger holdings are so bottomed out.
Yeah, that's
And you
one.
saw, by the way, a lot of resilience from fintech to close the week,
Sure,
um,
sure.
because of PayPal's earnings, which were not stellar, but also decent. And to get decent earnings in that sector at this moment in time was actually pretty big.
Yeah, I kind of went back and started looking at stocks this weekend, and messing with screeners and stuff. That's why I probably did more of my screener time. But I went and looked at my notes just from the last like 3 or 4 months, um, basically from the start of the year, and I definitely had it in my notes that like the Apple, Amazon, those guys would be the last one to take a big chunk, if they were going to, and then tax time this time just kind of being a big this area kind of being a big, I don't know, not a fork in the road, I'd say, whether we are going to continue down. So I mean, I'm on schedule from overall market here. Nothing seems like it's off pace right now. This is just kind of almost expected, in my opinion. Um, but
Yeah,
where we go
the
from here usually is a slow summer, right? Like that's the normal market course. It's not hot during the summer, um, but I don't see much more volatility to the downside, especially if we open it up. And then I think we get into that sector thing we've been talking about where it's, planes, hotels, the stuff you do on the ground, yada, yada, yada.
yeah, for sure. And we had a pretty big sell off in materials. Uh, and one thing to keep in mind is that both X and CLF actually had really good earnings, and they spiked initially on it and then gave it back. So there's going to be a really nice opportunity in both of those, I think, coming up.
X is right on that. I got that. And there's so many of these charts that grab lines from just work we've done in the period of time we've done work. They just hold. It's a great level to hold it. If it goes like even X here, like you could have traded this back to 33 all last week,
Yeah,
every day, every red candle day. If you were, I mean, especially from the option side because it's a 8% move. Um, you could have traded
yeah,
that
and
back to the
that's a huge
downside.
move in options. I mean, even a like a 2% move is a big win on a trade.
Trust me, I know. I hear about it. Spy all the time. I'm sorry.
Yeah, let's put that 0.20%. Who
Okay.
banked?
Who banked? Oh. Yeah. All right. So let's get it.
Oh God.
Let's get the show on the road here. With that, let's get the
Yeah,
show on the road. Where you?
yep. All right, so
You know,
here is I'm gonna jump into the new stuff, and
new,
then we can
new, old, and I put the whipped cream on top.
yeah.
Love it.
I want to start with him X.
Oops. Yeah.
Okay, so what I have here. Uh,
Did I go back farther in my notes with you? I think I did.
all right, so him X. The first thing that catches my attention is the put to call ratio is 0.058, and a bullish put to call ratio is 0.7. So there's really no ask side put activity at all, really. And on the bid side, the calls are bullish too. So meaning they're buying a lot more calls than they're selling. So on kind of my targets and levels I'm looking for on it, I kind of see it reclaiming a range I traded for a long time, which is it needs to get back to $10. And the calls on it 10, 11, 12 staggered from this week through June 17th. And beyond that, you do see some activity on 13, 14, but for what I'm doing, 12 is where I'm looking for it to get back to, and I'm just going to trade it scaling in and out from around here up to that. And it's a semiconductor, so NVIDIA and AMD earnings are going to have something to say about what happens here
What?
for
Sorry,
sure.
I was so muted. What do you have for the dates, P? The dates and the strikes?
Oh, okay, so 10C for May 13th, and then 11 and 12C for May 20th through June 17th. So just sort of spread evenly across those dates,
Yeah, this
which
was
to me is a setup to reclaim this range. There's some
um
uncertainty about it breaking through 12, and once it does that, it could go to like 15. That would need some real market momentum, but there's just a setup here to just reclaim the range, and that's what I'm looking for.
this was played in the like before this room. That's the best way to say that. But it was like less sexy because the 10 to 12 channel just didn't move as much as the AMDs and the Nvidias. Um, but that range is, I mean, that's where it's at. We've had these lines for quite some time, and um, just it reestablishing 10 is good. So I'm a sub. I'm a sub. What it says right there, it says 9 right now, so you can get it below 9. Um, on the share side, that works for me. Um, because
Yeah.
I just see it reclaiming the 10 for sure. Or if it doesn't reclaim, it's going to test, and that's still a 10% trade if you get eights to 10. So and then
Yeah,
if you
and that's
thirty
where
percent if you
I
get
would
12. So
I'd scale out some, protect some profits, and just see if it can turn that. If it turns that 10 into support, it's going to 12. It
yeah,
just it just is. I mean,
yeah,
just in terms of the
sure,
flow and the CA matching
yeah,
up.
yeah, and that's I mean that's what people got to kind of realize why we use the RTL or just supply demand. I don't care whatever you want to call it is because when it gets to that, it's either going to confirm or reject that area, and then it's going to go to the next level. It's at least going to attempt to test the next level. So it's good to know the ranges of a stock. Um, right here, we just had an 850 on the bottom. So I mean, your risk is real limited back to the last low. I love the setup. Love it.
Great. My next one is Fetch,
CH.
FTCH.
Yeah.
Yep.
This
All
is
right.
one.
So I actually I had a good trade on this just with some options, but wasn't kind of the full setup, and then it dropped again, and it's actually probably better now than the first time I brought it up in terms of
I was gonna
our
say.
setup here, and that happens, you know, quite a bit. Like whales are patient. I mean, especially when they're buying contracts like a month out, which is mostly what they're doing here. So my option levels on it, and by the way, huge spike in just call volume. Put to call ratio 0.2 is very good, and 617 $15 was the most popular contract on Friday.
Like it.
And then you get up into like 1750 in July. Shorter term stuff, 520 12 is really popular, and it's again one of those monthly contract deals, so you're not going to see weeklies on it, but that's kind of where I am on it.
It's funny that like you say it's better now because this is a perfect example of what we were just talking about with the lines. I mean, I remember you talking about this, but I don't remember where we were in the chart. Um, but when it didn't confirm the 1682 or 17, whatever you want to call it, right here, 2 days, and now we're just trending back down to 10. I mean, that's a pretty big range, and it's done this 3 times in the last 2.5 months. Um, but yeah, we're way better down here, closer to 11. 1071 is what I have.
Yeah,
Love it.
and everybody take a look at what I just posted in the main chat. So I liked this call volume like 4 bars ago, and look at what it's doing now, and look at what it did Friday.
Wow.
So
Hold on, I'm gonna.
that's as good as it gets in terms of option flow, especially on a bottomed out stock like this.
I gotta do this real quick for the bam for the video. So you're saying 4 bars ago, so you liked it over here.
Yeah, yeah,
Awesome. Let me put this back. Perfect. Yeah,
yeah,
this is the definitely I think you said it best with the I like it better now because that's exactly was my notes on it. Love it better now, especially with this flat bottom last week. It was pretty much respectful of this level right in here, um, no matter the market last week. So love it.
yep. And next up for me is Dino. This
Dino
is a Sinclair. Yep, Dino.
Sinclair.
Yep. So, yeah, oil, kind of interesting. I mean,
Yeah,
it's pulled back some. It
next week.
kind of the fundamental reasons that oil's been going up haven't really changed that much. And this again is another one where it was last Monday, or I guess the week before, like a couple weeks ago, I guess, is when I first noticed this one and had some really good trades on it, and then pulled back again, setting right back up. Um, Move to 40 is pretty much certain, and then we're going to see what happens if it wants to retest or wants to test 42. That's 42 is kind of the level that's going to send it. The strikes on it into June are 45C, 50C. So they're anticipating essentially I think what would be levels not seen since like 2019, and that's kind of where I see it going.
60 is your top. Like if you're gonna go
Yeah.
back super far. Um, yeah, I like this play in general. It 35 is a hot stove. It don't stay there long. You get anything down by there, it comes right back up so far. I'd be mindful if it ever got caught in a channel between 35 and 37. That's when you'd see downside. But um, yeah, we just need to break that 42 you're talking about. We really need to break that. That might be the safer entry on shares, to be honest. Um,
Yeah,
just
right.
because it will go quicker. Um,
Yeah, I'm with you. And if oil, gets back up to that, let me see where it's at right now. So we're at 104. I mean, if oil does go back up to that 115 to 120 zone, I mean, that's where all the oil stocks are going to pop off, and Oxy will go to 65, and ZOM will go to 90. I mean, you'll see that, and there's a setup there for that in the flow. It doesn't mean it's going to happen, but it means that the whales are already loaded up for that, and they'll just hedge it until it happens.
what's your oil
But I think
number again?
115 to 120
115.
on oil futures.
Yeah, yeah. Awesome. And the main contract for this one was? Sorry.
It's 520 45.
Yeah, see if we can break that 42. I like it a lot. Um, I just think you're gonna keep getting pullback on this goddamn. You know what I mean? Until you get the move.
Yeah, yeah.
It's
Hmm.
gonna, which is probably great for the option side. On shares, it's a bit of a journey. Um,
Yeah, I basically, I'll get options on it when it pulls back. Those bounces you're looking at with contracts 3 weeks out, 20 to 40% gains just in these attempts to break out. So
yeah.
um,
Oh, I'm sure. It's a three. I mean, you're getting again 8 to 10% in some cases. What was this? Yeah, 36 to 39. That's 7 8% that day. I like it.
next up, same sector, STNG.
Love this chart, P. This is one we probably should have just been on the whole time. It hasn't really let up since your first mention.
Yeah, no, it's been good. And so with this one, what I anticipate is that it's going to break 25 and it's going to go to 30 very fast. May 20th, 30C is the heaviest volume contract. From there, it just could get in one of these continuations of this uptrend and just kind of melt up to 40 by June, July.
Well, yeah, I'm with you.
Especially July. I mean, in fact, like I would probably be a buyer on July, maybe not 40, but like 35C. Um, Pretty cheap and pretty safe bet, I think.
For me at this point in time, this 22 top of volume profile is a little shelf here. The low 22s is where I would try to add on a pullback. Um,
Yeah, very good.
don't see it going below 20.
No, it in fact when it did that
It
on
was
the
Monday.
25th, I mean that was really quick
Yeah,
that it was just like nope, I'm not doing that and it just came right back.
yeah. Monday was.
And by the way, I mean there's a good lesson there. When you get a day like that in oil, you want to really pay attention to it because the overall trend on oil is still just very strong. So any big red day where stuff's dropping like 5% is definitely something you should take notice of.
They had ER and they didn't move much
Yeah,
off of that news. Interesting.
and their earnings
Weren't
it
good.
was a beat. It was a significant beat.
Oh, were they
Their
good? Were they good?
revenue was 10% over the estimate. So
And they got all
they
the
look really strong right now,
every price.
just
They
in
got like
every way.
45 price target hikes.
Yeah, yeah, really, it's a gem, I
Those
think.
yeah, those guys will come running. Their price targets aren't even in the 20s anymore. They'll come running. Sweet.
All right, next up for me is BAC.
Bank of America. It is.
This to me is just kind of one of those stocks you should learn if you trade options because the in the money contracts are cheap and um, you're not typically just going to get wrecked on this. So what I like is move back to 40 and relatively quickly, probably this week. I think it'll get back to 40, and then it really, to me, on the option side, I need to see the sold puts at 40 start to spike when it gets there, and that at that point it will defend it and can easily hop back up to 45, 50 over the next 2 weeks.
So what are you seeing? Just the sold puts here, or the calls?
Well, I'm seeing calls to 40
Okay.
and sold puts at 35.
What's your dates on the calls
That's this week,
this week? Okay.
so 5-6.
Thank you. Not my favorite sector or cup of tea in general. From the share side, they just don't move. They don't move well. I like 30. I love the 35 that you're talking. I have 42, 43 instead of 40, but um, the 35 to 40 seems like the good range to play for sure.
Yeah, and it's much better for options than I don't buy shares either on this one, but if you trade options, keep it in mind. All right,
They
so
have a
then
did they have a dividend? They gotta
yeah,
have a dividend, huh? Yeah,
yeah,
it's 21 cents on your share. Okay, thank you.
yep, one of Berkshire Hathaway's bigger holdings, just
They,
to let you know what kind of stock it is.
they can keep
Um,
it.
and let's look at Rad.
Did you watch any of that?
I did, yeah,
Yeah. I always get
I
sucked
did.
into it. I always get sucked into it.
We had a nice little crypto crash when he said he wouldn't buy any of it for
Yeah,
$25.
that was awesome.
Yeah, yeah. I bought some Ethereum when that happened, and it's up. I'm up maybe I don't know 3 or 4% on it or something. But okay, so Rad is everyone should have when it had that big spike. You made a comment that this has got to retrace.
Mm.
Anyone who, if you bought puts when you said that, you would be up like 1,000% on those or something because it retraced and then some.
Yeah.
But I like it here, and 8 to 10 in June is what I'm seeing.
Yeah, I'm with you. On the I still have like 9, I think, is on the chart. Um, this was another example of trend lines. Why just draw the trend line because when it breaks, it'll save yourself trouble either way, or you'll know the move's going to continue either way. But this is one day and check back down to this level to the bottom. I like it. I just think it needs a catalyst at this point in time. Um,
Yeah.
I mean, that's where
No, I agree.
that's where we're at with it. Um,
Yep.
the ER just happened, so that's not going to be it. I think that's actually probably one of the better things going on with this is it's made it through ER, so we have 3 months where we can just maybe get some, company driven news to the positive side, or maybe another inquiry to buy at a higher price again. Um, Sitting in some shares for me personally, um, scaling in, sitting in some shares, and just kind of hoping to be have my line in the water when that news comes. It seems like a good place to be for a 30-40% potential move, just on the
Um,
news, right?
yeah, and I mean it's to go 30-40% on this, it's still going to be pretty pretty low, but
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
kind of the point, is like um, a 30-40% move is not even that extreme when it's down here. So I think
and do you
we can
have
get.
you have anything on your side like that's showing yet?
Yeah, so one of the more um, bullish contracts in healthcare is 520 1050, which is pure front loading. So we could get that catalyst
I
is kind of what.
kind of let's say that too. For me personally, this is a stock that if the whales or them or they or whatever the fuck you guys want to call these whatever you want to call them, those people, if they're gonna gamble, this is where they would put some gambling money down at on some 10C. That I mean, it's Rite Aid. That this kind of stock is where you'd get the gamble for me from the market makers or people with a lot of money. It's Rite
Yeah,
Aid.
and
It's Rite Aid.
the thing about the 10C is that if it does pop off to $8, in the next week or so, that 10C doesn't have to be in the money. It's going to get a crazy IV pump, and then people are going to chase that contract because they're going to say, oh, this thing's going to go crazy. It's going to go up. It's going to go to $10, and so and whales can then just sell out of it
Hmm.
before it ever happens and double or triple their position just on a move to 8 or even a move to 750 in one day or something. So so that's definitely is what I see. I think there's going to be a big day on this pretty soon. Just scale in and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, same page. Same page. Yeah,
All right, so let's go into another one that's bottomed out. Party.
love this one.
All right, so what I have on Party City. Okay. So put to call ratio is 0.009. So there's just no puts on this really at all.
That was 009,
And 0.009.
like 007, but 9.
But nine, yeah. Yeah. So there's just they see absolutely no appeal to trying to take this below $3. $3 is the floor in options in sold puts for 520 and 520 3C is popular, but the highest volume contract is 524C, and then you get into 5C and July contracts.
Yeah, I love it. I especially love the $3 level. I usually just play the 350 to right below 4 channel. Um, it's been great for a while, but yeah, if you have calls to 5, that's all I had in my notes. Is if you have calls to 5, we're good.
Yeah, and it's one of the when you're trading a $3 stock with shares, you can buy a lot of shares, and you don't need some full recovery from this thing to make money. So, um, 3 to 350 will
Yeah,
is
with
just going to happen, and then we'll see if we can test 4, which I think we probably will.
this thing just has great day range. It moves when it moves well. I love it.
Yeah, and dropped 8% on Friday. Big opportunity there.
Yeah.
Okay, so next up for me, uh, Shack.
Yay!
They have earnings this week, so
We got
want to
16.
be mindful of that when they do, if they do beat earnings, this tends to react pretty well to that. A couple earnings ago, it went from 75 to over 95. Last earnings was a miss and it dropped, so it makes some pretty extreme moves. But what I'm kind of seeing here is there just isn't a lot more downside in the options. So 55 kind of is the floor that I'm seeing, and put to call ratio is 0.87, so that is actually a little bit bearish. So we could definitely see a pullback, but 520, 60C, and then leaps are going out to 110 for next year. So part of that restaurant recovery, I think we'll see.
This is the best when it, if we ever get back to a normal. This is I think this is the best one of the best plays in the sector. Its sector. Um, yeah, it's 60. I've had 60 for quite some time um, as the bottom, and we've been bouncing around there. So the 55 sounds good. I mean, it's right below 60. So yeah,
Yeah, it's
yeah, it's a good. To me, I don't want to say like buy this long term because it might check down to 50, but this again, this is the best for me restaurant play there is. It has the most potential by far, like easily 100% from here.
yeah, and the earnings will kind of tell us how soon maybe we can get an uptrend going. If the earnings are favorable. If it just rockets off of earnings, I would definitely wait for a pullback. I'll probably have a small position through earnings. Shares just with the ability to get out if things go bad. But yeah, I'm anticipating it'll be good.
On on the
My
on
other
the
one,
on the business side, P, these guys are kind of eating it because they are big city only to expand. Like their expansion west has been pretty much like Vegas. We have one in Seattle. They're only in the big cities. They haven't really took over the whole region yet, and that's where the most expenses in any market is when you're going downtown. But it really helps with
yeah,
the
I've been kind of waiting for them to move into more like suburban type
yeah.
places. But in this part of the country, um, Steak and Shake kind of has that market share, so they'd have to kind of go up against them.
That's the only positive factor to doing the city is you get that marketing. Like it's trendy, right? You got to go in the city to get it. Um, Ours is ridiculous. The one in Seattle is ridiculous. It's like downtown. It's horrible. But the line is long because it's like that exclusive. It's like PF Chang's, right? Like they don't have PF
Yeah.
Chang's in the rural areas. They're pretty much big city only. So I like what they're doing, especially if they ever expand. Even to like 3 or 4 stores off of those bigger stores. Um,
Yeah.
It just helped their revenue so much. But cult following, another one of those cult followings for me.
Yeah, definitely. Like you see it with like In and Out
In and out,
Burger,
yeah,
or
exactly.
whatever, where
Yeah,
there's kind of like a brand loyalty people
yeah,
have.
exactly.
So more burgers. I got RRGB.
Red Robin, huh? Do we have this charted? Yeah. Bam! RTL, shout out all day. There's been a few of them. Yep.
So I played this one from, I think I had it at like 13.75 to $18, and this was back in March, mid-March, and we're just kind of getting right back into that setup again. So on the option side, I've got June 1750 and 20 for June 17th.
Yeah, I
And
like the
I got sold puts at 15.
wow. I like the level. I mean, I'm not going to say it again. You already said it. This level's been playable a few times. Um, so yeah, that's
Yep.
the option flow would be your catalyst. Soul puts to 15. I would look for weakness around there. If that fails, the rest ain't happening, right? Um,
Yeah. And we don't, it doesn't they don't have earnings until May 24th. So we could get a decent run up if restaurants as a sector get off to a good start, have a good month. It'll just follow this channel it's been going through. And then from
maybe
there, I mean, I don't know if it can break to 20. It kind of seems like 1850 is sort of an area where it's going to test and might have some trouble, but I mean, who cares if we're if we have some shares down here and take it to there, then
they've gotten smashed
that's
on
good.
earnings the last two times. It looks like
Yeah.
just crushed. So any positive, I mean, even yeah, any positive would be good for them. Um, yeah,
Yeah, and we as long as we sort of kind of stay in this channel, I think we're pretty good shape. Um, and all
13,
right, so I think
13, 13 is strong.
yeah.
It's strong. Yeah.
All right, so let me see. I think that's pretty much it. I do want to let's take a look on the large caps before we get into the older stuff. Go ahead and call up Upstart. I've been trading this almost every day, and I just wanted to get kind of your perspective on um, where it's at right now.
It's
The options are from there's calls months out, June, July, from 100 to 120. So they're anticipating a kind of fintech recovery, and 75 has been sort of my key level on it. When it drops below 75, I'm always looking for calls.
let me I'm gonna pull up the technicals on the other side of the screen here. From the chart position, yeah, 75 is it. This should be in between 100 and 114, in my opinion. That's just where the shares are from a technical standpoint, not from a, I mean, from a TA standpoint, not from a financial standpoint. Um,
Yeah.
I like I like the 75, but it's one of those situations, P, where the longer it stays here, the better off you are, because there really isn't a bottom um, below that. So getting a nice shelf here would be nice, or reestablishing 100 really flipping quick. Um,
Yeah.
the top
And it's
end, that
on
120 is the top for sure.
the option side, you're pretty much what you're taking advantage of is just this volatility where when it's under 75, it will give you a very quick 4 or 5% move, and then it'll usually give it back. But who cares? I mean, when you're just day trading the option, um, so it gives it back. You do it again, and that's just kind of the pattern that we've been in. Now their earnings could just set up a whole new paradigm because it's a stock. It could go up 30% on earnings, and it wouldn't be that crazy. It's done it several times, so
Sure, sure.
that's something to be mindful of. I don't encourage option lottos or anything, but if you're into that, this would be one to do. May 9th is their earnings, so that'll be next week. But
They don't have the biggest float, so that's where that's coming from. I mean, there's only 84, 85 million shares out there, and
yeah,
that's not counting like insider ownership and all that. So it's probably more like a 30 to 40 million dollar free float. PE is 52, which that's a pretty high evaluation at this point in time. um, and then the book value 7 times book value. So I mean they're still valued forward. You know they're not just valued at what the company's shares are worth and 1/4 of revenue, which some are right now. I like this spot, but like you're saying, if they have a decent ER showing any bit of a gain, this thing could move just based on the size of the float.
yeah, and I mean if there's like a disaster scenario on earnings, I mean 55. I
Yeah,
mean
I'm
I
gonna
see
say
some
50.
activity there.
You could
Um,
get 53, 55.
yeah,
But then I
yeah,
mean
and
that's you should just have a tight stop here, and then since you're already following this thing, when you get the dip, you wait for confirmation and play it back up to mid candle.
yeah, no, exactly. I would buy shares on this at 55. I would definitely. I mean, that's just me, but
Sure,
having
sure.
followed it as much as I have,
You,
that
you're talking me into shares on net day by day.
they have earnings this week too.
I know. I know. I'm
Yeah,
watching.
yeah, yeah. I'll definitely. You'll see me uh, pumping cybersecurity again. And I don't pump them to to sell into buyers like Twitter
Oh, sure,
pumpers or something. But
sure.
I just pump them because I like them, and I think that they're it's a strong sector even as it's sold off. All
The
right, so
best
that's what I have for
the best thing about Upstart is you'll have time. Like I mean, if you can kind of gamble going small here at 75. You can get your quarter or half position at 100 at 120 with good news. You can start scalping this thing on a good uptrend because it's going to break out. Um,
yeah, and I
so
mean,
I
is
mean,
it
there's
is it going to go back? Is it going to go back to 400? I mean, I don't know,
nah,
but
nah,
it's just who cares? You don't need it to.
yeah.
If it goes back to 175 or 200, that's a massive,
Well, even
massive gain there.
okay,
So
so even 150. Let's just the scenario I just wrote down. You're a little bit of a gambler. Even from at the 75 level, the 150 is 100%. You're kind of a middle play. You want some confirmation. You buy it off the 100 psych when it confirms. That's 50% to 150. You wait for the scalps. You got a $30 gain. That's a 20% scalp off of 120 to 150. Just figure out how you want to play it. Figure out how you want to play it. I mean that's
yeah,
and
exactly.
wait for the opportunity to come to you and know what you're getting into. Right now, you're kind of like a long shot gamble. You're hoping for this ER to be good. That's what you're doing. Um, yeah, that's all I
Yep,
got to say. That's all I got to say about that.
yep. All right, so now I'm gonna go through our previous
The pot list before.
list, and we'll talk about uh, what we want to keep and what
So
we want to ditch. I'm I'm inclined to keep the space plays on there.
you want to go alphabetical order, make it super easy, or
Oh, okay.
you just want to
Yeah,
go
no, that's fine. Go do that. Mine's not organized that way, so you call them out and I'll
okay
tell you what I
A
think.
A A. It was A A.
Oh, AA. Yeah, I'm gonna keep AA,
Yeah, what about
and
the uptrend?
I think I have that in our kind of our Hall of Fame. So this is what I see here is it's going to reclaim 70 fairly soon. There's leaps out to 90. I think it's just gonna hit that uptrend. Way oversold down here.
Yeah, I like it. I like it. I like the higher low it's forming. It didn't make it. Where did we come to? 67. So yeah, we were $10 off of our trend, off of our 57 line. It's a great stock.
Yeah, it's excellent.
ACI, Albertsons.
Oh, let me see here.
We got this weird pattern of bull flag drop, bull flag drop.
Yeah. Well, they're through earnings. They're through the dividend, and I mean it's still kind of the same setup I've been looking for. I don't know. I'll probably take it off.
Okay.
I might put it back later, but
Um,
I mean, I'm not seeing anything that is A plus in the flow on it.
yeah,
I
this
still,
is good example for me of like I have a channel established on the share side. I just wait for 28 in confirmation. There's you play it back to the 30s.
yeah,
Just seems like the safer. And you can see even this shelf back here is just you get a touch of the 29s. It just seems like that 10 to 20% is the better place for trade on the share side. Um, yeah,
yeah.
just a wait and
All
see.
right, yeah, we can trim that.
AMRS bouncing down here.
Yeah, I'm keeping this.
Okay.
I'm still
Yeah.
just
You,
liking it more.
you take it off and it's going to run.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, it's staying in this channel. You kind of see that the 325 held real well there on the sell-off day. We have earnings on the 5th. That should be our catalyst.
Yep.
ASRT, this is me. Um, I'm going to keep this on there. I mean, I'll call it, but when we're just confirming this 2 level, I like this. This will get back to the 253, no problem. So we'll keep this on there.
Yeah, I like it too. I got 3C in June.
The 350, the director sold a bunch of shares, and then it just went with the market. I really thought this. I thought 240 would hold, but that we even got below 220 here. I'm kind of looking my
What's
timestamp.
this ticker?
ASTR, ASRT.
ASRT.
Oh boy.
Then ASTR.
I still have my super optimistic $10 calls.
Nice.
If you got 10, if we get 10 on that, I think I have like 2,000 free shares. Like at least 2,000 free shares of that. And I'm waiting for like even the 5 test is kind of what I was waiting for. But 10, sign me up, man.
Yeah.
Jesus. 520 was price adjusted before a reverse split. That's where my target came from, just so you guys know. Yeah, ASTR, the other one, the space one.
Yeah.
Keeping it. Yeah.
Keeping space.
Do you just want to?
I like the leaps to 7 on it.
Oh wait, that's the one I'm talking about.
Yeah. They have similar ticker names.
I know my dyslexic gets in the way. You have leaps to 7 still on this?
Yeah, in July.
Jesus. Yeah. I like the 3.5 to 4 range. We're below that. It's still working, acting like a magnet on the other side. So once we get back through, it should definitely move a lot faster than it will on the underside. But you really can't go wrong down here. What was the low before? 290, 287. Yeah, really can't go wrong. Need some catalysts for those guys. BlackRock. That's probably a good topic. Are we getting oversold on your side? I think
yes. So. And they're buying it up. Right now it's sold puts at 15 is the big contract. So I want to see call volume pick up on it, but
you want to keep this?
Yes.
So, what I don't know, and it's kind of what we should. We really shouldn't have to say it. And anyone tells you they know, they're foolish. But I don't know if this is going to channel for like a week, like it did before, 2 weeks, like it did before, or if this is just going to come straight out of this. Um,
Yeah.
I don't know. I really don't know. Um, but I know this 15 is a key level, um, and 15 to 17 should be playable. That's kind of how I'm looking at it. But I don't. I mean, I just don't. You don't know. You don't know how much is going to come back. I do know that they exercised every last warrant they had at $11.70, and it added about 20 to 25% to the float. I do know that.
Yeah.
That's what I know. Um, but other than that, so that might slow it down a little bit, but or that might have been the whole purpose of this spike, right? Is to get them to exercise the warrants. Um, I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, I'm watching it. I'm with you on the 15 level P.
Yeah.
The other one, bros.
Yeah, I'm keeping that. I'm really interested in coffee with Starbucks earnings this week.
Yeah, I
So
like Starbucks too right now.
this is oversold. 45 is my level on puts, and then 55 is my level on calls for June. But I'm not seeing urgency. If I saw more urgency, I'd probably see more May calls on it. But I think it's just going to hold up here pretty well, and then start to move up.
Sweet, sweet. Yeah, I'm I don't like their PR department. It's hard for me to find news, to find catalysts, so I'm kind of flow dependent on here. But everything else I love about a company, stock price, yada yada yada, it's in a good spot. One of the few IPOs that kind of performed like a normal IPO during the last 6-8 months.
Yeah.
CDE.
Yeah, I'm going to keep it. I'm optimistic about gold. Um, gold, the stock gold has earnings this week,
Mm-hmm.
and with all of the inflation talk and all that, I think gold's going to have a pretty good week, and this one can run pretty hard. I mean, it's sold off a lot more than I expected, but I've been out of this trade. Like I traded it um, to like 515, I think, and got out at that point. But
I traded it from like
yeah, I'd expect it to bounce.
460 to 490 one time, left it alone.
Yeah.
um, but I love the setup. I really do. This is another. This is I have a list here, and it literally has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stocks on it. Rad was one of them. We already went over that. About a trend line. You got to have trend line and why they're important. This is a kind of a great example of it. Like if you were going to write it in a textbook, you'd use this one. But this thing maintained trend line for 2.5, 3 months. Then it broke it in one day. It failed miserably and just ran away from it. Without that trend line, you really don't have anything to go off of what should be a natural catch. Um, and when it breaks, you should be licking your chops for a place that confirms to play the range back. But some people chase this off the first, off this first candle. They go, oh, it broke, this area of support. So we should test back. Well, the trend line's kind of more important than the area of support at this point in time because you've already failed the area of support. So you're looking for the overall trend to hold instead of an area of support. And this is a great example of the market just taking over of a pretty good trend. The trend wasn't respected. Lots of selling, like the professor said, and but now it provides a different opportunity. We didn't have this price level when we first went into the trade, so I like it even more now.
Yep. I'm gonna grab a charger real quick. I'll be
Okay,
right back.
okay. This was in my notes as well, so that's good. That one, that one, and then we have charge point.
All right. So what was your next one?
ChargePoint was next on the list.
Oh, yeah. So in the industrial sector, these are all really, really oversold, and I don't know what it is that'll bring them back up in terms of catalysts or overall market conditions or whatever. But I like this around $13, and just kind of looking based on the options for it to get back to 16 within the next couple weeks. And by that I don't mean it's going to take 2 weeks to do that. I just mean that decent uptrend will get going in the next few weeks.
Do you want it on there, or do we just take it off?
Um,
Wait and see. I'm kind of catalyst dependent, right? Like, and I'm
yeah,
with
I
you with the
mean, I
Chargers. There's
think
just nothing there.
I'm fine to take it off. I
Perfect.
mean,
Perfect.
people will know about it when we bring it back up. So
Carvana.
that's yeah. So I put this on there because I just thought it was gonna just move, and it moved down. And you had introduced that possibility, but now I actually like it to reverse, so I want to keep it. I didn't even touch it. I just watched it. Um, Now I think we're gonna see it um, back to at least around 65 to 70 relatively
Yeah,
quickly.
it's oversold. It should bounce off this trend line for sure, and it has to establish and just a new spot. Um, Whether it's 60, 50, or whatever, um, it has to establish a new spot. Yeah, no, totally. This is another. I didn't have this one on the list, but this is another example of the trend line beating the supply demand support and resistance line. Um, I'm with you though. It's better now.
Yeah.
I have a higher number than you though. I have 83, so 80.
Yeah, I mean it could easily do that.
Well, I mean
So
it's just technical, right? I mean there's no rhyme or reason behind it besides historical data. I mean that's all it's going off of it. Yeah, you had a week there. You had a week at that 80 level. It's just volume
yeah,
profile is 65 though, 66. That's probably more realistic.
yeah. Whales are just gonna kill people on these 60 sold puts in their like leaps too, and then sold puts at 50. Yeah, I mean I just I like it. I do have actually now that I'm looking at it again, 520.75C did have some significant volume on Friday, so we'll see if how that pans out.
I mean even the 66, 65 range is $8 from here. That's still solid, more than 10%.
Yeah, and I kind of like the company. Um, I've used them before, so
Is that
I
purchase?
yeah. Well, you can sell cars to them too,
Okay.
or buy.
My
They
son
have
just
those car vending machines,
Yeah, yeah.
kind of
I think
kind
my
of cheap.
son. That's how my son bought his car too. I'm pretty sure it was one of them. Something similar. All right. DI.
Yeah, we need to keep an eye on that.
Yeah, we do, buddy. That's the best ADR setup, bro. I mean, with
Yeah, the Friday thing is real. I'm telling you. I mean,
I've been
I
telling you
say
guys
that, like,
forever.
and I know that what'll happen is people will on like this Thursday night will buy, and then all of a sudden it'll be the one Friday that they don't go off. But they do kind of tend to. Don't go. You don't need to go too large or anything. But
Full port.
yeah, it's happening. Chinese government is more inclined for positive news lately than negative news, just based on what I'm seeing. So I think that might continue into May. But
So I
yeah,
had
just pick one and have some levels in mind.
I had full port in this one on Friday. And no, but I slept in. I so slept in, but luckily it gave me another exit. But this goddamn LG VOCHL did not give me another exit, so I didn't get that. Goddamn, I didn't get any of that. I got like $30 out of this thing. I was so pissed, so pissed, because I was like, yeah, we're up like 250, right?
Yeah.
Like there's range. It'll come back in this zone throughout the day. Nope. But yeah, I like this one a lot just because they have a pending catalyst. Um, it didn't really the market did not affect it whatsoever last week, and I'm pretty sure I've told you guys that a million times. Like when shit is hitting the fan, when everything is dumping, look at what is holding. And this thing, I mean, you got Friday, which is always the good day. Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Monday. This thing was steady-handed last week, um, which is that's 60% of the reason I bought it on Thursday. I mean, that really was. There was limited downside, right? Like I'm gonna lose.
Yeah.
I'm gonna lose like $100 maybe. Nope. All right. Um, I would just play these ones. Like have your list, whether you have WIMI, DDI, LGHL, that BILI is it? That's a solid
Mhm.
one. That's a solid one.
Really? Yeah.
Um,
That's the one where whales really love leaps on that one.
yeah, that one's good. Just have yourself an ADR you like. Just have one or two, and then when we call ADRs or say anything about China, go look if it's on a level of support. If it is, buy it because you have low risk and just hold on for a little bit. The day or
Yeah.
two. It's
On options, Baba is good on options, and JD, Bidu, SE. There's a bunch of different ones, but yeah, all week I'm going to have separate sector notes on Chinese ADRs because there's some opportunities for sure.
DNN.
Yeah, uranium's been taking a beating. I still like it, and I'm just kind of looking for the price, like the actual price of uranium to recover some. I mean, it's still good. Let me give you the level here.
I have
So yeah, uranium's sitting at $53, and once that kind of gets back up, like when these were really hot, it was at like 62, 63. So way oversold in futures. Once this starts to recover, all of these are gonna fly, and you'll get those 6% to 15% days on it. So I'm gonna keep uranium.
all right. I like the 138, 135, whatever you want to call it, 165 channel. Love the channel. We're a little below the last week. It basically turned that support into resistance. So I really want to see it get into what was this here 142. I'd like to see it touch 145 rather quickly. Definitely this week just to get back into this zone to say no, this is support, not resistance. Because if not, the next level is down here between RTL and volume profile, which is 115. Um, Professor, I'd have a quick question that everyone would probably want to know right now. Why is metals, materials, gold, silver, uranium, lithium, why is it all kind of taking a hit right now?
Um, I think it's just going down with the market. I mean, there isn't a downside catalyst that's bringing this down. So it's just as the S&P is selling off, whales have stopped because what was happening before for most of the year was as tech was selling off, they were moving money into materials, and that's just not really occurring. They're just kind of going risk off and not really putting money into much. It's just sort of it's all been selling the past 2 weeks with a few relief rallies here and there.
Okay. Okay. So it doesn't match the
So
market basically.
it's not, yeah, it's not flow driven. The flow didn't just turn bearish on all of them out of nowhere.
Well, in general, the market, the supply market for like gold and uranium and stuff, like there's still the demand out there. Um,
Yeah. Yeah.
that's not decreasing or anything like that. So there's no like real world downside to it. It still should be holding that value. Is
Yeah, and I mean, energy costs are and should be a positive catalyst for uranium, even for solar and for EV and all of that. It's just not playing out like that in the stock
stock
prices
price
at the moment.
perfect. So that's the opportunity. That's the difference we see. I got you.
Yeah.
Donut. Oh,
Let me see.
Krispy Kreme. We're kind of frying pan here.
Yeah, I'm just kind of waiting. I mean, because I've traded this um from like mid 13s to 1450. I think I've done that twice now. And yeah, I just earnings coming up, kind of the restaurant theme.
Yep.
I don't know. I don't have strong feelings on it right now, but I like it for the same reasons I've liked it this whole time. So, what do you think?
I like the sector, and I like where I think 17 with any kind of positivity, and I mean you just at a good level here.
Yeah.
Um, the 1450's been the chore. We need to flip that back again, but it should go to 17 and then reopening test 20, right? I mean that's where I'm at with it. It's Krispy Kremes. Y'all been there?
Yeah.
Eat.
I'm gonna take eat off. I got what I wanted out of it. Um, still the flow setup is still decent on it, but I think I got like 9% out of a move. So
Perfect.
yeah, I'll just take it off for now.
Perfect. Callaway. ELY.
Oh yeah. Let me see.
We're gonna test 20, in my opinion.
Yeah, it still in that 25 to 30 June, July calls. So I'm inclined to keep it. I mean, especially
Reopening.
around 20 is a good spot to add. So that's what I'll be looking for.
I like all the plays that I kind of consider reopening plays. Like they should prosper with back to normal, and they're just on that list for me. Um, yeah, so we'll keep them. EV Go, another trend line topic. Again, 1 day to break the trend line, and really didn't even get back to it. Came down, had a couple days on the level of support and failed that. It's not a good sign. But Chargers in general, that's just kind of what they're all doing. Some worse than others.
Yeah, I think I'd probably take it off, and we'll revisit Chargers as the situation improves.
Yes.
Because what I don't want is for things to be like if we had like a wait and see category, but I'm not inclined to add that either. Because what I don't want to have happen is people see the hot list, see some red, and think, okay, I'm going to buy it now. When we actually want it to go up first, and reclaim something, and then that's when we'll be interested in it.
Yeah, and these are all. There's not a Charger that's not in no man's land right now. There's just not. They're all kind of in. Yeah, they're just kind of in weird spots. F Cell's the next one. I mean, it's same for me.
Yeah, same deal.
And they got Walmart news. I can't.
Yeah, I thought that would have pushed it more.
I thought it would hold the level. I really thought it would hold the level, and it just didn't. It deflated like everything else. FTCH, is it? Don't we have that on there already?
Yeah, actually, I went over that this week as a new one, but I guess we already had it on there.
Yeah, we already had it on there. But it's better. Fubu earnings this week.
Yeah, under 4 is ridiculous, so I'm just gonna keep it. I'm kind of stubborn on this one.
I'm with you.
I mean, I don't
what's
don't
gonna push
report
them?
any calls.
What's gonna push them to $2? I mean, seriously, what would have to come out of earnings for this to drop, like viciously drop? I just don't. I, I don't know.
No, in fact, I'm going to be watching the earnings, and if we get one of those algorithm deep red candles, I'm going to just buy a bunch of shares because I think it'll just bounce right back within seconds. So
Yeah,
like if I can
yeah,
get a
yeah,
fill at
yeah.
like 350 or something, I'm just going to go ahead and buy 100 shares and go from there. But yeah, no, I'm with you. In just terms of real world running a business, I think they're doing well. They're just getting hammered
Yeah, yeah.
with all the streaming people.
Hey, where I'm really at on this, no lie, is like 10,000 shares right now is like 37. I'm not doing that. But if it gets down to two, I'm about
Yeah.
that life, dude. There's just no way. I mean, there's just no way for me. They're for me, they're doing it the right way. Um,
Yeah.
if you don't see, I mean, I'm not a tech guy, but if you don't see the rotation of, we have, we're Blockbuster, we have a bunch of videos, and you can rent them from us for $15.99 a month. To we're replacing cable, and you can stream shit for $80 a month. If you don't see that change coming, um, you're gonna be behind, because that's what it's going to. This old video stuff isn't going to be it in the long run. It's going to be live content only, or you're going to be considered a dinosaur. Um,
Yeah.
and that's the struggle with Netflix right now. Is they just don't have they have nothing that's live. The best they have is their Netflix shows that are weekly drops, but that's still not live. They just drop a season at a time. It still feels like rented content.
Yeah. I like Roku more than Netflix, just as a outlook wise. More upside to me.
Yeah, I'm a user of most of them, and Netflix just ain't it. It just, I mean, it was good when they had the good, when they had like groundbreaking shows and stuff, but now it's
Well,
just like a bunch of
yeah,
like,
they were the disruptor, and now they're the legacy.
yeah,
And yeah, so
yeah.
with you.
GGPI.
Yeah, I mean, I always the reason I always forget about this one because they actually categorize it in financial services
Mm-hmm.
because I guess it's a SPAC,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
But it's Polestar the
Yep.
cars, right?
Yep.
Uh, yes, I like this. I am actually kind of bullish on autos this week based on what I saw on Ford. I sent you that note on Ford and Tesla too to some extent, kind of a whole different thing with them. But yeah, no, I want to keep them because I think it should just be on our radar down here around $10
Yeah,
for a move to 12.
I've had 1030s since the first of the year, and I haven't got rid of them, and I'll keep them. Um, I really think they do not want to do the deal in this environment. That's personally just what I think is going on. I think the deal's
Oh,
done.
the deal that would move it from being a SPAC to being
Yes,
just
to
stock,
PS
like
to PSNY. That's, they already have the ticker. That's what it's going to be, PSNY.
okay. So they're
That's,
like it's like the Lucid deal, the same
it's the same
whatever
thing.
Lucid used to
Hundred
be,
percent,
CCIV.
hundred
Okay.
percent, 100%. But I really don't. I just personally don't think they want to do the deal in this market. They don't. They're
Yeah.
waiting for a better timing. There's no reason for them to go public right now. They don't have to. Um,
So
so
in what way was Rivian different in terms of their listing?
they just didn't go. Okay, so a special purchasing acquisition company, or whatever a SPAC is, right? What that right there is basically a company in the middle that puts the financing together to get you money, right, for your company. Sell some of the shares to, and Lucid I know best. Sell some of the shares to Saudi Arabia, get you some money, and then put that publicly traded. So they basically get skin in the game for a discounted deal. The company gets money, and you hop on the market, right? That's the SPAC way. So there's kind of like some financial ties to that. Rivian just put themselves on the market, said, hey, they applied, so this is what we're valued at, here's our assets, and then they just put themselves on the market. This is how many shares we want. So they didn't do it with any financial help. They didn't get any money from it besides the stocks they put on the market. Um, to be
Ah,
publicly traded through IPO, right? That's where they got their money from through a valuation. That's why Rivian came out at $76 a share, right? Because there was
mhm.
because you're timesing the price by the shares to evaluate the company, as opposed to an SPAC where they basically base it around $10 because we got to figure out how many shares to get you your money, get them their skin in the game, and release shares on the public market.
Got it.
So it's a way to get money to the company. I don't. It's just a way to get a shit. The Saudi Arabia deal was ridiculous. What Lucid got, the money was dumb. It was like in the billions, and you just can't get that from the market. Um,
And this is kind of why I post about IPOF a lot,
yes,
and
that's
we're
another
just kind
one.
of waiting. I mean, this is just not moving, and it's going to move depending on who they make a deal with, and if it's like
Yeah,
Starlink or something, it'll just go crazy.
yeah.
Um, yeah, that'll be a momentum stock in the future
Well,
whenever they make.
and if you looked at SPACs in general, they're like getting trashed. SoFi is a great example. They're getting trashed.
Yeah,
Lucid's a great example. They're back to 17. So again, I think those two for sure. Like they have the deal done. I just think they're waiting for the market to value things a little better because if not, you're gonna sell them and you're just gonna give away those shares for next to nothing. Um, and you really don't want to do that at this point. You don't want to put your company on the market and lose 40% in the value. Um,
yeah,
that's not a
yeah,
good.
yeah. SoFi is one. That's maybe the hardest flow read for me because whales do keep buying it every time it goes down, but it's not pushing a reversal. They're just parking money in leaps and waiting. And so I don't know what, because SoFi already had the bank charter. I mean, I guess they have earnings coming up, um, which have they haven't earnings haven't done a lot for them lately. But yeah, so I don't know.
Yeah, they just
I
don't have
there's no
revenue.
like SoFi should be like a $15 stock or at least
Easy,
something to me, but
easy.
um, I just don't buy options on it
Yeah.
and go from there.
There'll be a time where that'll come back around. I guarantee it. Guarantee it.
Yeah,
Groupon.
yeah. Let me see here. Yeah, I still like this.
Yeah.
The setup is still
Yep.
there to leaps to $30. Um, decent volume at 25 for June.
Yeah.
So
I like the chart
kind of
still.
service app theme will come around.
Hut Hut and Bitcoin in general.
Yeah, I'm just kind of waiting. I mean, I think that I mean HUD at 350
Yeah, it's dumb.
is great, but it just needs Bitcoin to bounce. It needs positivity out of that. And and in the crypto space, all the hype around the monkey JPEGs and stuff isn't really doing much for crypto or crypto stock. So to me, it's very simple. It's like trying to trade oil stocks when the price of oil is stagnant. It just isn't going to happen. So you just we need that happen. But when it does, HUD is the one.
Yeah, for
It's
sure.
the best one.
For
Yeah.
sure. I especially with this one because I follow this daily. Yeah, we could get a flush a little lower, especially if Bitcoin um, goes down. But I want to be. I'm buying shares going into their next DR, just regardless of what it is, because their numbers are going to be good. There's just no
Do,
way their numbers are
do
always
you
great.
do you have a price for Bitcoin where you're a
42.
buyer?
I buy Bitcoin or buy
Yeah, the coin
Bitcoin.
itself. Like,
No.
yeah, a drop that would make you a buyer on Bitcoin,
Um.
or you prefer the stocks.
Yeah. No. I'm not a buyer on Bitcoin. I like and I sent the list I think on Saturday. If I'm gonna play crypto, which I don't much anymore, I play the stuff that I like penny stocks. Um, Yeah, I'm good on the Bitcoin. I don't know. It's just too it's spy. It just is.
Yeah.
It's just irrational. There's you
Well,
have
it's
to
it's sure as hell not an inflation hedge. Anyone who
no
put that in there was like, no, it's the opposite of that.
no. I'm just a focus on what you know type of guy, and
Yeah.
I like my weekends off already. Like I don't need to trade 24 hours a day. But if I do, like again, I'll go with the bat or the ADA are probably my two, and then whatever else is on that list. I, I don't know. I don't know. It's just not for me. It really is.
Yeah.
I like to focus on one thing, and but the price is 42K. That's when I start looking at Mara, Riot, Hut, all of those guys.
Yeah. And it got coins $112. Oh my God.
Yeah, Coin too. That's one I'm just kind of waiting on, just waiting and waiting and waiting because
Um,
it's a great
yeah,
business model.
I traded. I mean, you can just set a call trigger and put trigger, and every day it's one of them's going to hit. But in terms of like a sustained reversal, I'm just waiting.
Yeah.
Um, that's a better stock and a better company than Hood. Um,
Oh, sure.
but May 10th earnings, definitely have my eyes on that. See what happens there.
Well, if you look at Bitcoin too, what it was like 17K 18 months ago.
Yeah,
So I mean, you're 4x from there, or you were 4x from there, and you're 3x from there now channeling. It's kind of what I mean. I don't know.
yeah,
You missed the
and
move.
we're moving up all day on it, 38 to 38. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna get to 40 today though,
No, and
unfortunately.
so yeah. For me, it's off the table until you're to
Mhm.
42.
Yeah,
HYMC.
yeah, we should keep that.
I'm with you. This is a gem. It's a gem if you know your percent.
Yeah, for sure. And mining is in good shape, and this one is the kind of
Ames.
the momentum
Yeah.
at watch after hours pre-market on it,
Yes.
and not all the miners are like that. Most miners don't really move after hours pre-market, but um, this one does.
Well,
And
let's show that real quick.
hey, real quick, what is barcoding, and why does it happen?
No volume. That is like here. Let me show you because it happens with X all the time. 15 will probably show it real good. Yeah, so you just get here. It happened Friday on Expo. You just get low volume down here, like extremely low volume, and it won't. The algos won't let it go below a range, but they basically just buy and sell within a range. Um,
Yeah, because
you'll sit within 4 pennies, but it's always low volume. It's just low volume, and then the they whoever they are don't really want it to drop. They want it to hold a price or a range. Happens all the time though. A lot of stocks do it.
yeah, Kodak did it for like 3 months. I remember when I used to watch that, and then finally gave me that move. But okay, cool. Yeah, with you.
Yeah, it's just low volume. You shouldn't have do options barcode.
No,
Yeah,
they
you keep
just
that.
when the price is stagnant, they drop.
This is true.
Calls and puts.
Okay. IMAX.
Yeah, I'm right about IMAX. We keep
All right.
that.
I like IMAX.
Yeah, what's gonna happen with IMAX? It we got a 5% move on it. It went all the way to like 1630, but yeah, whales are really front loaded in this from 18 to 22.
Yeah, so all right, we'll keep it on the radar. So we were good at you added Friday, you were good. You added anywhere last week, you'll be all right. Well, did we get covered all last week? Friday, Thursday, Wednesday. Yeah, you basically washed that on the week.
Yeah.
So buy red stock. Party City, we already have. Wait, this is the wrong list. Happens. Happens. IMPP. How you feel about that? That's gonna be a barcode in stock. Watch this.
Yeah,
Look at that shit.
I'd buy it under $1 and just wait. But I mean, I don't know, like it. A little worried that it could like bottom out to 75 cents or something. But in terms of flow, I can't really tell you much on it, except there's still a lot of leaps to two.
A plus or no?
No.
All right. JMIA.
I'm gonna take it off for now, but definitely could bring it back on our radar. Just there's nothing definitive in the flow right now.
Set your alerts at 650, people. Trust me on that one.
Yeah.
Because it has range back to 12. It's come off that level a couple times. All right. LILM?
Yeah, I want to keep that. Especially, I'm really bullish on Boeing this week, so I think aerospace defense should be good.
Get the sympathy play with him. I like it. LRN? God, did you play this last week?
Yeah,
Jesus, flipping.
got the move I wanted.
Yeah, you think?
I mean, yeah, I think it's. I'm gonna take it off for now. If it wants to break through like 41, I think it'll just fly from there.
I
But
like the ones that like this that you just kind of ditch, and then people that played it when you call it, they should know, or when it's in
yeah,
the notes, they should already know, right? Instead of pounding it into their head.
yeah, I put it on the list last week to catch a move on it. I got it, so we'll take it off and you know, revisit it later.
If you like that move, when it's in the notes, follow it. You should see the same setup again. If not, carry on. Macy's.
Yeah, I basically
Fucking love this stock.
I love Macy's at basically under 23, and but I don't know if we're gonna dip to that. It's good to 28.30 in options.
Do we have a when's this? 17th. Should we keep this on the hot list for next 2 weeks for ER or just keep it in the Hall of Fame?
Yeah, because I've got it on the back burner, so I kind of keep those.
You just want to keep it there? Okay.
Yeah.
Nat. We're keeping it, right?
Yes.
You don't have a choice. I love this is a great one. I don't know what you have on your end, but the 260 has been respected like well. I lost on it one time. I'm like 8-1, 9-1 on this goddamn thing.
Yeah, I love how it moves.
Do you have anything flow, or is this one no flow?
$4. Some $5 in June.
I like it.
No ass side puts to speak of. So
yeah, this is solid. Solid. All right. Boom, boom. OEC.
Yes. I still like this to 16, 17.
16, 17. Continuation play. Some plays take more than a week to happen.
Yep.
Both these kind of run hand in hand, but we have Penn. We're just frying pan bottom here still, but DraftKings is the same way. I don't know.
They both have earnings coming up. May 5th for Penn, and I think Friday for DraftKings. Yeah, I think we got to keep them on our radar for sure.
Okay, I'll just keep Penn on there. I like them both more and more, especially since they don't have full market access yet, right? Like,
Right.
as soon as that happens, these things should just make substantial moves. Play.
Yes.
It's holding 46
Restaurant
really
theme,
well.
one of the better ones.
What do you have? Do you
Maybe,
have
maybe the best call we ever had, I think.
bro, 29.99 Dave and Buster's
Yeah.
special going into ER? Where are you at? Um, that was a great trade. Do you have anything flow wise for notes?
50,
You still have strong at 50. Yeah.
May 20th.
I like this one because it doesn't care about the market. It does its own thing. They don't affect this stock. Um, Rad, we got already. Roblox.
Yes, $30 is just absurd. I mean,
I'm with you.
I want to keep it.
Yeah. If not, you're going to take it off and it's going to be 40 next week.
Yep.
Space RDW. Space staying on here. This is, if you're waiting, this is one I like to wait at. This thing is
Yeah.
strong.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, we're good on this one.
okay.
I got $10.
Yeah, and that's dead ass center of what I have. So, rig.
Surprised me to the downside a bit.
Yes.
So I gonna take it off, and everyone has heard of rig, and when we put it back, you'll know.
Good deal. Middle of the zone for me right now. Couldn't agree more. Rocket Lab. Same thing. This is
Yep.
This is like the not the 1A, but like this is the B to my RDW for sure. The same thing. It's just waiting at this level. It seems like. Keep going the wrong way. SWN.
Yeah, this is charged up, ready to go. Back to 8 easy. Breaks through that, it's gonna go to like 10 or 12.
Just making a note on that. All right. UEC.
Yes.
It's right
Keeping
on.
your rating.
Right on. This is 8. This 425 last week. I love it. This is a great. This is what you. Whoever asked me like about like what I see on candles, like even if this was a 5-minute chart, this is what you want to see on a support level. You don't just want to see one candle through it or really big candles through it. You want to see it to be respected definitely by the bodies the majority of the time. So this is perfect for me. This should not fail. And if it does fail, you just keep a tight stop. That's kind of the point of having this level of support is so you can have a stop down here at 419. Yeah, have a stop down here at 419 or 415 if you get in at 420. I don't know.
Yep.
You just gotta learn to play the
Thanks.
levels.
Thanks, Bees. That really helps.
Not a problem. I'm trying to show some bad examples too. I'm just gonna jump right to P since it's kind of the same.
Yeah.
This one's under the line a little bit. It's kind of like doing the opposite of what I just said. We got under it and now we're trending back up to the $8 level. This one's not as strong for me. That's what I'm trying to say in so many words. What do you see on this?
Oh yeah. So 9C, 10C for June.
Yeah, and this is kind of like I gave the 3 options earlier on Upstart. This is kind of a 2 options. Do you buy here off the 750 level and hope that we confirm 8, get out of the trade if we don't, or you just wait for 8 to confirm and play it back to 10? I'm usually the latter. I'll scalp back to 8 if I see strength and range. If not, I'll wait for the 8. Just preference. I like buying on the other side of support instead of hoping
Yeah.
it goes through support. uh, Market dependent too. UFSD. There's another one.
I got the move I was looking for.
Okay.
Just in the option side, so
Yep.
I'll hold off on that one for now.
VORB makes it
Yeah.
because of the space play. This one's getting better by the day too. Especially if what do you have over there?
$7-8 in June.
Perfect. 7's volume profile.
Quick question for you two. You think with Russia pulling out of the International Space Station now that these space plays are going to get even more important?
Yes and no, depending on what they do. A lot of them, RDW, ASTR, they have like 4 or 5 years of work already on the books that they just need to do. So I don't think it moves it too much. I think execution of delivering on those orders they have is probably the most important for the sector in general. The major catalyst for the sector would be putting humans in objects that go into outer space,
Yeah.
in some regard or form. So, yeah. WWR, kind of disappointing.
Yeah. I'd like to keep that one.
Okay.
I like how it moves.
Kind of disappointing on that one for me, but we got earnings coming up, so there's a catalyst there. I like that. And Zillow.
Yeah, big earnings catalyst. I expect they're going to beat.
Yeah, 40 is absurd.
Yeah.
I still have 60.
I got 65 on July.
Write that down. That's the ER setup for whoever that is, right?
Yeah.
Playing it on that side. All right. Well, that's the old one. Let's see how good we did this week. I'm curious because we had like 40 last week. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. We're about there again. It's okay though. I like it though. I like that list a lot. All right, let's get into the good stuff here. Let's talk a little. Or well, I guess we can go. What do I have? I have We covered a lot of them. I have BBIG. Yeah, you got to go through some bullshit with me real quick.
Oh yeah. You'll see BBIG in my sector notes. By the way, I do like it this week.
Yeah.
So
this 220's been great. Like I'll point that out. Like you'll see me. I think it was Tev when it was having this above these days. I told him to run. Right, but the trade's different down here at this line. But I think it's 220 to 320. I think that's the upper line is 320. Oh no, it's right at 3. But 220 to 3 has been great. Like that's just the range I like to trade. When you get above 3, it gets overextended. You need a lot of buying. There's some bag holders in it. That's all it is.
Yeah, the put to call ratio on it is 0.04. So
yeah, I had it in my notes last week. I think I'm just gonna keep it like that. There's no reason to put it on the hot list, but I want to be mindful that we both are not mindful. I want to have it people here and with you that like we're definitely on it. We definitely see some upside from here, at least back to 3, which is 50 cents now. But try to get as close as 2 as possible. LLAP, it's kind of reset. Does this have options? No, this one didn't have options. I'll keep that in my notes too. Root.
Let me see here.
I caught it off the alert, which was 160, but I don't know if that was it.
Yeah, I'm
Are we going to 3?
I don't know. I still do like it to 250. But I'm just not sure if we're gonna get a pullback. It actually held up pretty well on Friday,
It had a good week.
which was nice. And then I always kind of look at Lemonade too with it. Lemonade sold off, but yeah, Root's on my radar. I don't know. Do you want to hot list it or what do you think?
Do you have? For me, it's A plus if you have 3.
I have 3 for June 17th.
Is it strong?
Yes.
Yeah, put it on. That's it. That's it. That's what I need.
All right.
Yeah. It's what 30% from here, 50% from here, 50%. Yeah. And really, I have mid 3, so it's one that when it gets to 3, I like the little breakout, sell the breakout, let it die.
Nice.
That's why I have 320 instead of 3. I have 323. Um, is it dead or not? Do you have anything on Mullen?
Let me see.
It's holding this level though so well. It's RTL level. This is what you like to see. That was not affected all week. Just add volume.
Yeah, I did have a spike in calls on Friday. So I've got I got 250 for June.
I'll keep that one on in my notes. DNA.
Yes, I like DNA.
I'm gonna put that on. I'm putting that on. It's just a great level to buy it at. The 3.
Yeah, I got 4 and 5 for options in the summer. What happened after hours with this thing? What 2? Let me see.
I didn't.
Sometimes trading is wonky.
12:30 tea time, and we didn't get done until almost 6. Friday was rough. Yeah, that's nothing. That's just I don't know what the hell that is. That spike to 315
Yeah, I'm just wondering if that
on
is sustainable.
30K volume. Probably not. Nah, that'll be back in the morning. Watch. That'll be back pre-market. You'll be back to the 94 level, guaranteed. Givo. Get back on my day chart here.
Oops.
Love this level.
Yeah, I let's see. 4 May 20th. Leaps out to 5 and 6 July.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep this in my notes. I'm gonna keep this one in my notes. Let's see. I think it's just gonna be slow. We might be here for like 2 weeks. Did you look at? I think it's who was this? Hold on. This name was interesting. Yeah, Hostess. What's up? Did you like that? I like this chart. Why have we even playing this?
So Twinkies, huh?
Twink.
I know
Yeah.
it's never been on my radar. I'll have to dig into it. I don't know.
Yeah, check it out for me. Get back to me on this one, man. For real. It's
Yeah.
a great looking chart. I mean, it's a really good looking chart.
What's the stock?
Twink. Hostess. TWNK. I like it. We talked about X. Did we talk about X?
That's on my food list.
Yeah. Did we do X? I love X.
Yeah, we talked about X at Open.
Okay.
When we opened.
UEC, we did Tilray. Back on that level. These are all back on level charts. It's back on that 550 or 550 range. That's where we bought before the
Yeah,
A move.
I'm looking for. I kind of know what I'm looking for in weed stocks,
Okay.
and haven't had it yet.
Okay. I'm
Should
just
probably come.
I'm telling you, on this end, we're good when you see it.
Yeah.
SDC on that 180. Got that.
I got a BLBs. Thanks for recording. I'll be
Yep.
looking for it.
Yep. Have a good one.
Yeah, SDC, big spike in call volume for sure. 250.
That's what I want to. That's the number we need. Yeah. Is it soon?
Yeah, May 20th.
I'm adding it. That's a laydown. That's the one we want to put on there. That A plus setup on both ways. Because if you have 250, we're at the bottom of my zone here, a little below, and that's my level 2 to 250. So love it. HL 250. Did that. Where are you at on Clove?
Yeah, it hasn't given me that that setup I'm quite looking for in a while, but
There's another level below, and ER's coming. That's just why I was asking. We could check
yeah,
all the way down to
It,
2.
if it starts popping up in my filters, then yeah, we'll see. But I mean, it could easily, once it breaks 4, I think it'll be pretty much be gone.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. Just to get alerts hit on the week. I'm just running them through you. Nothing more than that level being tested.
Yeah.
Build a bear. Just channeling really well here.
Yeah, like BBW.
Yeah.
See what I got on flow on it. Flow's looking a little bearish, so
Okay. Perfect.
not overwhelmingly so, but nothing to push it in options just yet.
All right, now let's get into the well, I got one more, but I don't think this has options. Dave on 4.
Yeah, Dave does have options.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
Well, what do you got then?
All right, I've got.
Oh, but it's got the weird ones. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. So, Dave.
Just buy.
Decent volume on 5C for May 20th.
I don't know if we get the full 10 test, but I'm confident we get the 7 or 6, 7, 8 test from this level one more time. And just look at the chart's done it twice.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we're just back there. I like this. Don't go super large at all. But if you can put a couple, 100, maybe 200 shares on the side or whatever your normal quarter position is, this is a good place just to wait and see. It's a lot like that black box, in my opinion. I mean, I'll
Yeah.
catch it. I'll catch it when it goes, but it's going to be quick, and you're going to have one chance for entry, because it's going to overextend quick. I like this. Make sure you get a little bit of this, Professor.
Yeah.
All right, now the good one, social plays. ATER.
Yeah, it's in my notes. All right, so get down here. All right, so what I have on that is 550 for this week. Yeah, so 5.6, 550. That's the one with kind of the overwhelming volume on it. 5.13.6. So it looks like they're ready to walk it up.
Yeah, and that Friday they held it above 5. for that very reason. It was a fight on Friday, the $5 level. So that confirming kind of triggered me to maybe we will retest this high, which was $7 again,
Yeah.
which is 50% ish. So I like it. Um, I don't like putting socials on the hot list because I don't want people to chase. I don't know how you feel about that.
No, I'm with you.
Okay. And then the other one is Redbox.
No options.
No options. That sucks. This is going to continue, especially
When
if volume continues.
when they start writing options on it, run away for initially, because that's what they'll trap people.
No, 100%. 100%. Um,
That
sweet.
happened with CEI.
Oh, yeah. And then CYN. Is that no options either?
I don't think so. I've never
Yeah,
seen
no,
options.
no. Yeah. It'll be called. Just watch for a pullback. This thing's tough. I couldn't believe it went that far on Friday. It just didn't stop. It was really
Oh
good.
wow.
It was really good to see this, um, and Redbox on Friday because usually you get one or the other. It kind of takes over, and then the other one just loses volume. All the interest goes out, and it kind of just resets. And they both went, so there was enough volume to hold two plays on Friday. So that's just a good sign to see that there's that much action in the volume was really good on Friday for it being a Friday. We made it to like 8:30 instead of 7:30, and then it really didn't die off in a couple of plays. Um, yeah. That's about it for me on I'm still trying to, unless they're just A plus, not really inject too much new stuff. Um,
Yeah.
and we definitely did. I really enjoyed doing the so like I condensed this into read the room, and then I basically just picked the ones I like and almost mimic your notes with prices, even though I hate giving prices, but um, just want to. I guess I want to kind of. I mean, they're on the chart, so I shouldn't really care, right? Like you guys could pull them from the chart. They're the same levels on my chart. Um, but I just want to get you guys, I guess, something to go off of, especially when the market's not the greatest. So, um,
Yeah.
anything overall where you got for this week? I like the ERs this week, P.
Yeah. I'm definitely really focused on a couple of those. Net in particular.
I like Chegg on Monday. I think we're both kind of on that. I think that's just
Yeah.
oversold. I'm also interested in Expedia. That's in the. I'm still like the shitty apps. I didn't look at that chart though. What is that EXPA?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. What is it? EXPE.
PE, I think.
There you go. Let's see where we are on this. 174. Yeah. I like them to report good, and then Fubo's on Friday, DraftKings on Friday. Excuse me, Fubo's on Thursday, DraftKings on Friday. Uber, Etsy. I bet you'll be all over Etsy. CVS, where's Tune?
Yeah.
Open Door. There's a lot. There is a lot this week. Skills. I know it's kind of a, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's kind of a meme stock, but man, if they report anything whatsoever good from this spot, this could really move.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Um,
Yeah, and if you like to play lottos, that's the one to do, not
yeah,
not
yeah,
the $1,000, you know,
yeah, yeah.
not the out of the money on Amazon or something.
I would, especially at this $2 price, I'm probably going to buy 1,000 shares with a $1.80 stop loss, and that's my $200 ER lotto right there. Because
Yeah.
yeah, this thing it could be back to 5 within 2 days.
Yep.
Uh, those social guys will be all over it. Then we have like Lyft too. You're Datadog. Um, God, it's good this week. Shopify, Moderna,
Yeah.
AMD, Pfizer, BP, Airbnb, Starbucks. Um,
And so many of the charts are just in a spot where there just isn't that much downside. I mean, it doesn't mean they'll beat earnings, and they could fall more, but I don't know if we're going to get many 40% drops this week on anything.
I don't like playing these guys at all, and I bet this will be good this week too. Wish.
Oh yeah,
It's $1.70. Um, yeah, yeah. There's a lot. I think though I would this week if you want to play these ERs, I would definitely just start with the chart first. Um,
yeah,
if they look like they can go 20-25% lower, I'd stay away. But if they're already on the floor, just have a pretty tight stop, and that's how I would gamble with this week because some of these names are yeah, there's just some good one. I mean, don't do that with AMD. Don't do that with
yeah.
Moderna, but some of these other names
Right.
they're great. Like yeah, Under Armour, Goodyear. Yeah, yeah. I just had another one I liked on here. Now I can't find it. I've been staying away. Oh yeah, MGM. Fucking love MGM. That's Monday after hours. We're going back to 45. You got any flow read on this?
Let me see.
I love this stock. I really do.
Yeah.
Be a whole year right here. Just a whole year.
Yeah, flow's kind of mixed on it. Let me see. $6.17, 43, and 44 look pretty good.
That's kind of been the ceiling lately. They reported
Yeah,
good. I can't see their numbers being bad. I really can't.
right.
I have Facebook. I got friends. I've seen the pictures. Vegas is packed. Like it's legit packed. They just had the draft down there too.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, I like it. It's probably a bit early, but um, we'll see. We'll see how it comes out of ER. If this dips though, I'm buying it. If I get 30s, I'm just gonna buy it again because it hasn't really wanted to get in. Yeah, these 38 fives the last time. It just hasn't really wanted to get below there anymore. So
Right. Yeah, I'm with you.
sweet, sweet. Anything on your end? Let me look at. Cover it all.
Let me see here. There was one. Uh, yeah, where are you at on Starbucks?
74 is strong. Its volume profile. I can't believe we're here. I had 78, but its volume profile is 75, so we checked to that level. I didn't think we'd get into the shelf. I really don't think we'll get below the shelf. Um, for me,
Yeah, and with
it's
earnings coming up.
yeah, it's still that union thing. I think that's what people are drove away from. I mean, because if Starbucks as a whole unionizes, that's a pretty big switch for the company, right? Like,
Right.
so there's some liability there.
So if anyone does want a lotto on Starbucks, I can tell you what I would actually play on it is 617 90C, $30. And so if they beat and it just goes crazy, you'll double or triple that. If they beat and it just kind of comes back to earth, you're not going to get much of an IV crush or anything, and you can just get out, lose $10. But yeah, that's the contract I think I'm going to buy on it.
I like it. Yeah, they have a big float, so it's hard to. I mean, it doesn't move super fast, but I mean, we are beyond oversold here. Um, but it has a lot of headwind, right? Like just in general. Um, when in 5 years, this price will you'll look back and go, why didn't I buy Starbucks? 100%,
Yeah.
100%. Um, could you maybe get a little better deal here? Might we get down to the? Hold on, I gotta zoom way out to even give you a realistic number here. Might we get down to the $60? Could happen. It could happen, but I just don't see it. You're talking 2018 prices, so yeah, I like it. Um, and I'm surprised we're this low.
Yeah.
What is that this week too? Jesus, it's Wednesday. You said I'm gonna buy that.
Yeah.
617,
617
90,
90C.
$30. I could buy two of those even. Let's go.
Yeah.
I'm strict with that. You guys gotta be strict with the rules. It'll save you. It really will. I don't. I've lost some option plays. I don't. I definitely don't win them all, but I don't remember them because it was just like 40, 50, $60. Um, it's not a big deal, and I just keep it simple and that until I really understand what I'm doing. Um, and
My first reaction too. I'm like, I'll grab one of those.
yeah, I'll just grab one. It's $30, right? $60. That was the same thing with like that Apple call. Like it was $100. Seemed right. Um, but I'll be up front. Like I see 25%, 50%. I'm just taking that money and walking away. So in this case, if it's 15 or $30, we're just gonna take that and have lunch.
Yeah.
Gotta be comfortable with taking lunch money. Um, in general. Right on, Pete. You got anything else?
Nope. I'm working on my options watch list, and I'll get the hot list cleaned up and have that ready this evening, and then I'll just tell you what I think of futures when they happen. I'm not too big on the like overall market futures unless they make some kind of extreme move, but I'm mainly looking at oil and gold, and give me some sense of tomorrow. Then we'll see what crypto does. I think best case scenario for crypto stocks for me is like midweek. I think we could really see something, but I'll just be watching it.
Yeah, it's so Bitcoin dependent. Where are we at right now? 38.4. It's coming back up. It's trying.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna do. I'm trying to figure out the process still on this, but I'm gonna do read the room off of this list I have right here, and then when Professor drops the finalized hot list, that's when I'll drop the hot list, as well, just so they're the same. Because he works into the wee hours of the night and adds stuff on me.
Yeah.
um, yeah, always. I know. And so I'm just figuring out how to make it work. And so
Yeah.
I'll do read the room off of the hot list I have now, and then I'll drop the hot list when P drops the hot list tonight, as well as my focus notes again. I liked how those worked. And then yeah, voice chat Tuesday. Other than that, DMs open. Appreciate everyone that hung out. Got any questions? Main chat or DMs work. Appreciate you, P. Thank you for
Yeah.
the time, and yeah, good to go.
Yep. All right. Take care, everybody.